Welcome back to Pen and Prosper, a podcast where JT Lawrence is coaching me, Melissa Delport, to be a six-figure author, and we are putting it on the internet. Okay, I'm so excited to be introducing this episode, although I played no part in it. Fortunately, I couldn't make the filming, but I have watched the episode. We had a guest on the show, Mr. Derek Slaton, whose story is remarkable, isn't it? Like his whole model is just so smart. So I don't know if you want to, before I thank everybody, do you just want to tell everyone kind of who Derek is and what he does so that they know what to expect?
Yeah, so I interviewed Derek about basically about his YouTube channel, because that's where it all kind of started for him. And he's got this amazing business model where he writes a short-ish book every single week and then puts it on YouTube and then also on his podcast and on KU. And he spends $0 in advertising. It's all organic, and his audience grows all the time. He's got 3.5 million views on YouTube. It's incredible. And I just love how interesting his business model and how well it works. His ROI, you know what I mean? Always looking at the ROI.
Always looking at the numbers, and I'm just like, did you say zombie apocalypse? Did you say big Walking Dead fan? So that's why I'm so bleak that I missed it, because I am his perfect demographic. So I have subscribed to his channel because I am his perfect client, like his perfect reader.
Well, he said that he wouldn't mind coming on the show again. So next time you can interview.
Then I can hear. Yes, please.
You can start saving me questions.
Yes, it'll all be content questions, though. You like on the business end, and I'm just like, the zombies, so many the zombies. I do think his series is the longest running zombie series out there, isn't it?
Ever.
Which is crazy.
I mean, the man writes 6,000 words a day, and he's super consistent. He posts every single Friday of his life. So
crazy.
So you can imagine that's a lot of words, a lot of stories.
Yes. And I've had a good old look, and I see it's broken down into different series, which is also so nice. So it's like Dead America Alaska, and there's Dead America Texas, and so obviously depending on when he starts a new storyline, but a shared world experience, which is so nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you got to interview Derek alone.
Yes.
I did get to watch some serious pearls of wisdom. Like, I so recommend the episode for anyone who's looking at YouTube and how to monetize YouTube and how to create content for YouTube. So yes, but before we let everyone get onto that, I think let's just say a great big thank you to our sponsor, Vellum.
Thank you, Vellum.
Always thank you, Vellum. And to our paid subscribers, we are so grateful to have you on this journey with us, and to all our people.
All our people. The people.
All our people.
You know what, Delport? We should probably say that what Vellum is for people who are joining for the first time and they don't know what it is. So
yes,
it's formatting software that is absolutely brilliant for ebooks and paperbacks and large paperbacks and what else? Hardcovers. They're just absolutely brilliant.
Special editions.
Yeah, special editions. They work tirelessly to keep progressing and upgrading, and they're amazing, and we love them.
Yes, we really do love them. They're so easy to love, because we were in the trenches with those Word documents back circa 2010. You remember those days?
I would rather forget them. Derek Slaton is a prolific independent author, best known for his extensive work in the zombie horror genre, particularly the long-running Dead America series. He began writing in high school, inspired by George Romero's classic film Dawn of the Dead. Do you remember Dawn of the Dead?
Yes. When I heard that, I was like, got you.
See, I don't think of myself as a zombie fan, but I love Dawn. I love Last of Us. Last of Us was amazing.
You see, you are a zombie fan, friend. I have one zombie story out on the internet on my YouTube. Just shameless self-plug. Me and Derek, we basically neck and neck.
He's probably very worried. I mean, he's hearing this and he's sweating.
I'm telling you.
And his passion for zombies has remained central to his career, leading to the creation of the Dead America universe, an epic ongoing zombie apocalypse saga. The series includes the main Dead America line with over 100 books per recent update. Prequels like the 4-part Dead Texas, spin-offs such as Dead America the Second Month, and various complete collections. It features survival stories across different regions and time periods in post-apocalyptic world overrun by zombies. His books are popular in indie horror circles, with hundreds of titles credited to him, including variations and compilations, and strong reader engagement on platforms like Goodreads. Have you seen his engagement on YouTube? It's amazing. He's got these like
yes, his comments. Yeah. And I saw the one one was my favorite comment. A girl said, I just need to pull over or something because Derek just launched a new episode. I was like, I love it. Like, she was like drop everything. I'm here. I was like, I love that. You can see they're proper diehard fans.
Yeah.
Diehard fans.
His YouTube channel is at Derek Slaton, horror author. And his Patreon is patreon.com/Derek Slaton author. And other platforms, he is, he's on KU, as we know. So if you don't like listening to your fiction, you can read it through KU. And then the last thing they say here is his work emphasizes large-scale, serialized storytelling in the zombie apocalypse niche, appealing to fans of extended series with no planned end in sight.
Okay.
Which again, it's another interesting thing about his business, because we all like, no, you have to complete a series, because a lot of people will not start a series unless they know it's completed. But look at him. Look at Derek.
Yeah, people are literally on the edge of their seat waiting for the next episode.
Yeah.
But I think he also has proven now that his reliability, right? He's not letting anyone down. Like, he has been doing this 100 episodes for one series and this many. And so I don't think he's going anywhere. Yeah, I'm excited to dive in because, like I say, I'm his perfect consumer. Right?
Brilliant.
Perfect.
In so many ways, Delport. Okay, let's dive in. Guys, we are welcoming Derek Slaton today. He's the creator of the Dead America series. It's the longest running zombie book saga out there, and it clocks in at over 100 main books, dozens of spin-offs, and millions of words in total. And Derek, the last time I looked at YouTube, you had close to 3.5 million views. How does that feel?
Real surreal. It's just crossed over, I think, 2 million hours watched. And it's just, it just doesn't quite feel real.
I can really imagine that with those huge numbers. They're very hard to digest, really. It's like, how many subscribers do you have on YouTube? It must be close to 300,000 or...
I'm only at like 13,600.
And you get that many views because people love your work so much. They just come back and watch every single episode.
They do. And it's the benefit of having such a long series is when I pick up a new subscriber or a new member, they'll go back to the beginning like, oh, I have 400 hours of content to watch.
Amazing. Basically, like every listener or viewer that you get in, you've got so much content for them to work through. I mean, that's brilliant. What a brilliant business model.
Yeah, I didn't start out intending to do this. I just kind of fell into it by happy accidents, because when I started writing, I wanted to keep things kind of more episodic and short, because I've had jobs in the past that basically prevented me from reading anything longer than a 2-3 hour story, because I'd get 2 hours into it and I'd have to stop for 3 weeks because of life.
Yes.
And I'm like, I want to write something for people who have lives like that sit down, read a book, get a full story, and still follow along the full series. And I didn't start YouTube until 4 years into the series. And then it's like, I accidentally created something perfect for this.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. So how did you even think of going the YouTube route?
I went wide with audio because people from Findaway Voices reached out to me and said, hey, would you like to go wide with us? And at that point, Audible had become kind of stagnant. So I was like, yeah, sure. Why not? We'll roll the dice and see what happens. And then about 6 months later, it was just driving along, because my last job, I had to drive like cross country. So I just had lots of hours every day to think. And I'm like, I should put this on YouTube, and just got to the hotel, looked at it, and it's like, yeah, sure. Couldn't hurt anything. And, I think it was about 9 weeks to get monetized, and just started building.
Amazing. I'd like to talk about monetization a bit. So I put up a few, after listening to your podcast, it was either with Joanna Penn or Wish I'd Known Then, or maybe both of them. And it seemed like such a good idea to put audiobooks on YouTube. And I really love the idea. I'm not expecting crazy success like you, because I don't write like short episodes like you do. I just have full length books, but I still wanted to do it. I still think it's a great way to reach readers. So I put up a few of my audiobooks and they did well, and I got to 1,000 subscribers, but YouTube refused to monetize it. And I wondered if you had any tips for authors like me who have good content on their channel, but they can't monetize it.
Well, something I learned is that when you're doing audiobooks and longer form stuff like that, as soon as you get monetized, YouTube automatically denies it, because they assume that it's stolen.
Really?
So I had to go through the appeal process. And when I recorded the video, I had to show all of the back end stuff, like, oh, here's my, here's my Kindle back page. Here's my Audible. It's like I own all this, and had to show the editing software. And that worked the first time, but seemingly about once every, 12 to 18 months, their auto mod will come back around and demonetize my channel. So I have to go through that again. And I still had issues. So I had to go through they have a contact form. So I had to continually email them saying, look at it, have a human look at it. This has been going on for years. And then I think it's Team YouTube on Twitter reaching out directly to them, seem to get things moving again.
Brilliant. That's such a good trick. Thank you.
Yeah, it took, I think I was down for like 36 hours, lots of, a little bit stressful, a lot of muttering curses under my breath.
I see the hoops they make people jump through. Like with my appeal, I also had to video stuff, and it still wasn't successful. And I'm like, there must be some kind of trick to this, because as you say, it's just bots doing it. It's no human would look at the channel and say this is stolen or there's a problem. I think basically it just I think also because I don't have any moving stuff in my videos, it's just like it's my book cover and my logo. And I think maybe if I had some moving stuff, that would help. What do you think?
Yeah, having movement helps. I just use generic moving backgrounds from Final Cut Pro, and then I just set up quick keyframes and have my book cover just slowly moving across the screen.
Okay.
That's enough. But the good thing is once you get over that initial hurdle of getting monetized, it opens up a new contact form. So you can actually eventually reach a human.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it takes a little pressing, but you can eventually reach one.
Okay.
But
I'll get there.
Yeah. Make sure Team YouTube on at Team YouTube on Twitter. I think that's monitored by humans.
Thank you so much. That's going to help me a lot. Okay, so my first question I have here for you is, what sparked your love for zombie apocalyptic fiction?
In middle school, 7th, 8th grade, I would ride my bike 3 miles to the local video store because I'm old enough to remember VHS.
Me too. What a day. What a day that was.
Yeah. And I ended up renting Dawn of the Dead, the George Romero classic, and just fell in love with the movie, watched it probably 3 times the first day. And the movie itself didn't really scare me. It wasn't until I laid down to go to bed that night, drifting off to sleep and thinking about it. And it's like, what would I do in that situation? And it was like a light switch. And it's like, that's what inspired me to start writing, and just loved the genre ever since. And when I initially started writing or self-publishing back in 2018, did something that was basically took one of my old screenplays that never got made and turned it into a novel. And I think I made like $7 off of it. And I'm like, yeah, I think there's something here. Let me try a more popular genre. I did the first book in the series, and it made like $30 the first month with no advertising. It's like, okay, there's something I could build here.
Yeah.
And it just kind of took on a life of its own, because this was, I published the first book in July of 2018. And it wasn't until like 3 months later, when I had a couple books out and I was on another one of those long drives, and I really wrapped my head around self-publishing. It's like, I can tell the biggest zombie story ever told. Like, there's nothing that can stop me, because I'm doing it all myself. I don't have to, please a publisher or just anybody. I'm like, I'm going to write the biggest zombie story ever just because I can.
Isn't it absolutely amazing how, like, that one story you read as a child has had such a huge impact on your life? Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. I have a copy of the VHS tape sitting on the shelf beside me.
That's amazing. I wonder how many people who want to become authors are listening to your stuff and writing their own stories.
I've had people reach out to me and say they've done that and have followed on YouTube and podcasting, and it's just
amazing.
I'm not quite sure. I mean, I'm appreciative of it. It still just feels weird. It's like, wow, I'm an inspiration. It's like, it just doesn't feel right.
I can imagine.
I go back to college. I'm a 4th-year freshman, writing stories in pajamas on the couch with a bunch of cats. It's like, inspirational, but okay.
Inspirational to many, I promise you.
Yeah.
So, how do you stay motivated to keep writing in the same genre? But don't you ever feel like you're getting sick of not writing the same thing, but writing the same genre, the same kind of tropes? Or do you just love it?
I do love it, but that's the great thing about the way I've set up the universe. Like I can tell so many different kinds of stories in there because I did a small standalone series set in wilderness of Alaska where the serial killer shows up.
Okay.
So it's like, so you get some different tropes in there. I just wrapped up 26 in a 30-book arc set in Las Vegas. And
I saw that on your channel, yeah.
And so, it's like there's just, so while it's, the same, kind of the same, there's a lot you can do with it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking now that you're saying that, if you look at apocalyptic vibes and zombie vibes, it could really just be a setting for any kind of story. It can be a setting for romance, for a serial killer story. I mean, it's really like it's like you've created a world that you can put other stories inside. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's people's experiences are so different because, if you're in Las Vegas, you're going to experience the apocalypse very different than you are in South Florida or New York City.
Yes.
I've done one book set in London, which I really want to kind of expand out into, the apocalypse expanding out into the world because, their experience is going to be a lot different than it is in America because, everybody has guns here.
Yeah.
It makes surviving a zombie apocalypse a little bit different than it is, in, England or literally any other country.
Absolutely.
Where guns aren't as prevalent. You have different reactions and different stories you can tell.
Yeah.
That said, I am trying to get ahead on my series, a 6-month backlog ready to go, so I can write some of these other stories. Because every now and then it's like, I just need to write a alien invasion story or a comedy or just something just to like
just answer. You are so prolific. How many words do you write a day?
Well, it's funny because I went full time 2 years ago, and it was kind of like a half step and a half push from my old job.
Okay.
So it's like I'm a full time writer now. It's like, oh my God, I'm a full time writer now. And
oh damn.
Yeah, like I went into overdrive and I burned myself out at the end of last year because when Thanksgiving was around in the middle of November, I didn't write another word until January. My brain was broken. The only thing I did was, back end stuff like working on translations and emails and stuff that didn't really require me to, write dialogue.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So this year I've kind of instituted a limits to myself. I'm limiting myself to 3 chapters a day.
Okay. That's a lot.
It kind of is because about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when YouTube really started picking up for me, I changed the way I structured my stories because for the longest time, it was just chapters are however long they need to be. But with YouTube, I had to factor in ad breaks. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to limit myself to 2,000 word chapters because that translates to roughly 12, 13 minutes of audio, which is perfect for an ad break. Because, if you think about like a TV show, it's like, you get 8, 9 minutes and then an ad break. So 12 minutes per chapter, that sounds about right. And every story is 8 chapters. So you get that hour and a half, 2 hours if I go a little long. So 3 chapters a day is getting me 6,000 words. So I'm like 3 chapters a day, 4 days a week. So that's a book and a half a week. So I'm still keeping my pace, getting ahead of the curve.
Yes.
But I'm not burning myself out.
Okay, brilliant.
What's funny is that I'm actually through the first, 5 weeks of the year, I'm actually writing more than I did last year when it was just sitting down and just pushing myself as hard as I could go.
It has something to do with the fact that you rested. Because I find when I rest, I have a lot more fuel for the next writing project and I've got a lot more energy.
Yeah. My brain definitely needed those 6 weeks off because I was just like, I just opened up my laptop. I'm like, nope.
So do you think you might put that into your writing schedule from now on, like a decent break, maybe once a year, or maybe a shorter break twice a year?
So at the start of this year, I sat down and did the math because I wanted to do 500 chapters, which would give me, I think, like 62 books or something like that. If I don't, that's my series. It sounds crazy to say like it's only 62 books this year. No, But my goal for the year was 500 chapters, which is about 1,000,000 words. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, okay, if I do 12 chapters a week, that's 40 weeks. You get 40 or 41 weeks or 42. That's like, that gives me 10 weeks of potential downtime throughout the year. It's like, yeah, I can work with that.
Yeah, that's
So,
great.
so yeah, I'm giving it going to try and force myself to do no more than 3 chapters a day, 4 days a week. And so far it's working great. I'm not dreading opening the laptop.
Yes, excellent. That sounds very good to me. I mean, already you must be one of the most prolific authors out there. I don't know anyone who writes. So you say 3 chapters a day. That's 6,000 words a day, give or take.
It's a little bit less because I use AI to edit.
Yes.
So
Yes.
because when I write in screenplay format.
Oh, do you?
So yeah, because my big thing has always been dialogue. I'm a huge dialogue person, and to me, I think that's where my biggest strength is. So the benefit of writing in screenplay format is instead of having to do the quotation marks, the dialogue close, proper punctuation, add Bill said at the end of it. I just hit B, the character name pops up, hit enter, write the dialogue, hit enter, type the first letter of the other character he's talking with, hit enter. So it's just, I can basically write the dialogue in real time as I talk to myself.
Yes.
Good looks from the cats, but it really speeds things up. And what I use the AI to do, in addition to, doing the polish edit to make sure that I'm in the correct tense and all that, because I'll write the regular prose in between the dialogue.
Yes.
But I have the AI go in and do the proper punctuation and add, Bill said. So it really speeds things up. So, I'll write, 15, 1,600 words and it'll get padded out to 2,000 after I do the edit, because I'll do an edit when I do the audio.
Okay.
So that's the final master edit. So it's like I'll process all of the audio, and as I'm checking in, I don't like that. Let me rewrite that sentence.
Okay. That's such an interesting and brilliant way to do it. Do you ever use dictation?
I don't. I think I don't know if it's coming through, but like my voice is starting to go a little bit because I had a little bit of voice damage or throat damage from years ago. So it's like I can't really talk for too terribly long, and I've typed so much in my life that like my fingers move faster than my mouth does.
Yeah. It starts to feel like you're not even typing at one stage. I think when you're so in the flow, it's just like it's part of your body, right? You're just thinking onto the keyboard, thinking on screen. It's amazing.
Especially when I get into the characters and just, a dialogue scene that's going back and
Yes,
forth.
and dialogue's flowing. Isn't that a beautiful thing?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, but it also makes sense. You say that you love dialogue. Makes sense that you're leaning more into like YouTube and podcasting because that suits dialogue heavy texts. So that all makes sense to me. What has been the biggest surprise, either positive or challenging, about running a YouTube channel?
Just the reach of it. I have fans all around the world. Between YouTube and podcasts, it'll break down like where the countries are. And I think last year I had like 155 countries on every continent except Antarctica.
Yes.
It's just surreal. Like, I mean, I'm just writing this in my house and I have a global audience. I mean, talking to you. I mean, it's
And
just,
they're engaged, aren't they? They have comments on all your stories. It's like you really have a very engaged, happy community.
yeah. And, like, because I release Saturday morning at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time, and, like people just flood to it as soon as it's out. And
It's amazing. In those interviews, I heard you speaking and you weren't doing any advertising. Is that still the case?
yeah, I haven't advertised in 2 years.
So envious.
I mean, it's because I hired a marketing person the year before 2016. So 2023. Sorry, working from home, everything just kind of melds together. It's like, what year is it? I had a marketing person and they were fabulous. They did a great job running Facebook ads and all that for me. But when I went full time, I'm like, okay, I have weekly content coming out on Kindle, on YouTube, and on podcasting. It's like, let me just drop the advertising so I can focus just on this. And it just got to the point where it's like, okay, zombie apocalypse has a very niche audience. So eventually they're going to discover it. So having new content coming out weekly, it's always on the new release charts. It's always popping up in the algorithm. So like, I'm at a comfortable place. I'm making more than I need to, pay my bills. I'm just going to let it build naturally and just focus all my attention on writing. So and it's continued to work. And not gonna knock on wood, but
Yes.
yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing it because when you're doing ads, it's always hit or miss because it's basically gambling. It's like, okay, I'm gonna $500 to advertise on Facebook. If it gets pushed out to the wrong people, I may only make 200 or I may make 700, but
Yeah.
I have to worry about the gambling. There's no stress.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
relaxed, right?
Yeah. I depend on Facebook ads a lot to sell my books. And even when you have a sound ad strategy and you know that your ROI is positive, it just takes up so much bandwidth.
Yeah.
It takes up so much cash flow. It's really like it's something that I would honestly prefer to not do. So I'm super envious of you, but I don't think my books would sell without advertising. Again, your business model is just so brilliant in this way. Really, it's
You
fantastic.
just have to be crazy enough to be like me and like, I'm going to put out an hour and a half to 2 hour story every single week.
Well, maybe I can start doing that.
Yeah, it can be taxing at times, but it's like once you get it rolling, I mean, it's great.
But it sounds like it's so inherent to your personality that you just a creator and you just get all the words out every day. You get your stories out. It just seems like it suits you. It's not like, oh, I've got to write another 3 chapters today. Oh, it's like this content creation machine is killing me. It seems like it's just your thing. You're in your groove. You're living
Oh
your
yeah,
best life, Derek.
100% I am. I mean, it's like if you're familiar with the movie The Big Lebowski,
Yeah, of course.
and so I have to keep reminding myself because as the days stretch on, I'm like walking around my house in pajamas and a robe, and I'm like turning into the dude. I need to leave the house at some point today. But I mean, yeah, zero complaints about my life. It's like I hang out all day with cats, and if I want to take a 2 hour lunch break, I can. I don't have to deal with people unless I want to.
Excellent.
And yeah, it's like it still feels surreal that I'm a
I'm
full time.
sure. Yeah.
Like it feels like one of those fake jobs, or those unattainable jobs, like in 5th grade. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Like, I want to be an astronaut. I want to be the center fielder for the Yankees. Like, I want to be an author. It still feels like in that same
Yeah.
category. It's just
Yeah.
like I write zombie stories for a
Yeah,
living.
I write zombie stories for YouTube. No, you're
Yeah,
not going to make money like that, little Derek. Let's think about something more practical.
right.
How much of your income comes from Amazon?
It is so. I have my big 3 income generators, which is Amazon, YouTube, and podcasting.
Mm-hmm.
And Amazon is about 50% of that. The 2 audio sources are about 50%. I have a little bit coming in from, like Audible and Find Away Voices, but Spotify, amazingly enough, is really, really turning into something significant.
I think that they're working really hard to push their audio offering.
They are. And I've seen a steady growth
Yes.
in that. It's like that my minutes listened have basically doubled year over year.
Brilliant.
I don't know how much higher it's going to get, but I'm quite happy with where it is. If that stays consistent,
Yes.
it's like a nice quarterly bonus.
Yeah. No, I've also been very positively surprised there. I'm wondering if you saw the announcement this week about what's it called? When you are reading a Kindle and you also listen to the audiobook and you can swap between the 2.
Yeah, they did 2 things. They did that where you
Yeah.
could like take a picture of the page you're on and it'll
Yes,
pick up.
okay.
They're partnering, I think, with I don't remember the site. It's one of the big book
Me neither,
publishers,
yeah.
bookshop.org.
Yes, okay.
They're partnering with them so that you can sell your paperbacks directly on Spotify.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's
Fantastic. I think they are pushing really hard in the book space. I think it's great. I think it's so good for Audible to have some good competition like that.
yeah, it is. And I was skeptical of Spotify for the longest time because
Really?
it's like for the longest time they didn't even have like that. There were no author pages. There were no like we still don't have series pages. It's like they seem to really pick up in the last year, give or take. It's like I'm excited to see where that goes.
Too. Okay, should we talk a little bit about, is there anything else you want to say about the podcast? Because I think that's also fascinating. I remember you speaking about Red Circle, and I got onto them and it looked really good. Can you explain how it works?
It's essentially the same thing as YouTube with my books. I treat one of the audiobooks and just release it as an episode of a podcast. Hour and a half, 2 hours. Once you get monetized, you can go in and drop in your ad breaks. just like YouTube, when someone downloads it, it'll populate with ads. It's, the revenue split there. It takes a little while to get going, but because it distributes everywhere, including Spotify, and Spotify's algorithm is fabulous for discovering, for discovery. Because again, zero advertising on there. And I think I've been doing the podcast for 3 years now, because I started it a year after YouTube.
Okay.
And just my Spotify, I think I'm at like 22,000 that follow me on there.
Wow.
And they just did their end of year wrap up.
Yes.
And I was in the 99th percentile of like comments and for how long people listen. That's
Incredible.
yeah. I mean, it's really a growth market there, because not a lot. There's not a lot of fiction series on podcasts.
Yes. Yeah. That's brilliant. How easy it is to monetize on Red Circle.
It's a lot easier than YouTube. Basically, all you need is an average of 500 downloads a week.
Okay.
So I think it took me about 6 weeks to get monetized with the English language series. And then recently I started doing my translations in audio and putting them up there. And I got monetized in German, I think in November or October,
Okay.
only making like 50 cents a day on it, but it's growing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's very easy to get monetized once you get rolling.
Okay, brilliant. Talking about translations, how do you translate your work? Which languages do you love translating your books into? And what else would you like to say about that?
So I use Scribe Shadow.
Oh,
which
so do
is
I.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
They
I
are
was
actually a sponsor of this podcast, so we
Oh,
can just
nice.
slide the ad in right after this. Yeah, I love Scribe Shadows.
We would just like to take this time to tell you guys a bit more about Scribe Shadow. JT and I use Scribe Shadow tirelessly. We do all our translations through the app. It is incredible. Scribe Shadow is the perfect partner for indie authors who don't want to leave money on the table. They use cutting-edge AI to make novel translation fast, affordable, and super easy. In just minutes, your book can be translated into over 19 languages, and that is growing all the time, with high-quality results ready to reach readers everywhere.
And this isn't some faceless tech giant. Scribe Shadow is a small family-run team with indie roots. They've been in the trenches running a small publishing press, so they get the author grind. That's why they built a tool that's practical, budget-friendly, and designed with indie authors in mind. Plus, they offer cover creation, audiobook translation, and a simple one-credit system for everything. Best of all, you keep full rights to your work, and your books are never used to train AI.
Scribe Shadow has been very generous and given us our very own coupon code, which gets you 30% off your first month of using the app. If you are looking at getting into translations, please would you consider using Pen and Prosper 30? That's PENAND PROSPER 30, and doesn't cost you any extra, and it just lets Scribe Shadow know that we are sending traffic to them and that we are supporting them.
So like I joined them very early on. When their Facebook page, I think I was like the 79th person to follow
Really?
there. Like I was real early, and it's been fabulous. I mean, it's like German really took off for me. And I think it's about 20% of my monthly KDP.
I think it's the same.
And then I've started pushing Italian and European Spanish, because I think I've sold one book in Mexico. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, they have not a lot of Kindles down there apparently. Just going to focus on English or Spanish and Italian and German.
Yes.
I mean, like I'd burned through so many words, because I'm doing weekly releases on all three languages. So it's like,
Goodness.
but I have enough translated to already back in my mental health break over like the holidays. I think I burned through like 3.5 million words of Scribe Shadow credits to do all three languages to get translations throughout the year.
They must love you. Did they send you like a loyalty gift or something, like a basket or a little plush toy? What do you do? What do you do with those translations? Do you follow exactly the same strategy as with your English? Like you put them on YouTube, you podcast. What do you do with them?
I've only done German and audio just because I'm on 11 labs, and you really have to focus on one language at a time, just because I got their like second highest tier of things. So it was like $3,300 for the year. And I mean, I'm still burning through credits. So I'm hoping that once I get, a year's backlog in German, I can move over to Italian and try that.
Okay.
Still waiting to. I haven't gotten monetized on YouTube yet, but I am monetized on podcasts. So it's gonna push through summer and just see how those are going to see if I want to jump into another language.
Okay. YouTube isn't YouTube going to be offering, or already are offering, automatic translations of
They are
books?
terrible.
Are they terrible?
Yeah, good. Yeah, like any of the automatic stuff, just turn it off because
Yeah.
they instituted like, oh, well, the AI do the placement of ads, and I clicked on one of the videos just to see what it looked like, and I have 8 chapters, so I have 8 ad breaks or 7 ad breaks. Their AI put in like, I think it was like 75 ad breaks. Like, yeah, that's what we're gonna.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I think people will be tuning out at that point.
Okay. So your translations are more for Amazon, and I'm assuming you're in Kindle Unlimited.
Yes. Yeah, I think, because German is about 20%, and
Same.
I think Italian and Spanish is like another 10-12% monthly combined.
Okay. I'm surprised to hear French didn't work for you. I know we write in different genres. I write in urban fantasy, but French is my second best language after German. So it's very interesting how different genres do in different marketplaces.
Yeah, and I don't know if I miscategorized something or whatever, but it's like I just
Probably
didn't catch
not.
on.
Probably
Like,
not.
I got
Different nations like different things.
grew up with Italian horror films, so the bad.
Horror films, really?
Yeah, so like the Dario Argento's stuff like that and Bava. But so there's definitely a horror market there, and I guess not so much with the French.
Okay. Interesting. And just, we're learning. We're learning as we go. Should we speak more about 11 Labs? Do you have any tips and tricks?
I mean, it's very stable, very easy to use. I mean, I just did a book yesterday. I can basically get it done in real time.
Really?
Yeah, it took me like 2 hours to do an hour and a half book yesterday.
Wow.
Because what I'll do is break it up into chapters, render everything, download it, and then when I listen to check, I'll open up, instead of listening to it on the 11 Labs site. I just get the audio file and just listen to it at 2x speed.
Okay.
It takes a little while to like really acclimate to that, but now like I can just I know what sounds off when listening to it at that. So it's just it goes so quick. I haven't jumped into V3 yet,
Okay.
which is their newest. The quick tests I've run sound fabulous, but there's still a little glitch where it runs on paragraph to paragraph, so it doesn't pause.
Okay.
So I just did like a run-on sentence, and there is a workaround where you can just copy and paste a little prompt that's like pause for 0.8 seconds.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay,
like
well, that's a good tip.
Yeah, it's like I'm just gonna give it a couple more weeks to see if they can fix it on their own, because I don't want to spend an hour going through my document going in Control V.
Yes, yeah. Rather wait for them to sort it out. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sounds great, and it gets better every week.
Honestly, I was playing, I just played a quick clip of yours to my husband today, and the voice was just so good. It was a woman saying something, but it was in like a croaky voice because something had just happened or something like that. And she did it perfectly, like an actress. I could not believe it.
And with V3, you can actually, from what I understand, you can add in like directions, like, oh, whisper this, or however, and it has the options, pretty sure it does, where you can like say, like act it out for them, and then it'll overlay the other voice,
Oh.
and and use inflection and all that. It's going to be amazing where it's going to be, in another year. It's getting to the point where it's indistinguishable from human.
Incredible. So with what you've just said, then it would be possible for, let's say, for me to read a chapter of my own book. And then 11 Labs can like overlay a professional narrated voice on top of mine, but making sure that it's got the right emphasis in the right places and that kind of thing. That's incredible.
I mean, and the voice cloning. I tried it with my
Oh,
voice,
cute.
and it's like played some for my wife, and she's like, when did you record that? I'm like, no, I'm just have me say something.
Buy me something expensive. Yes, dear, I will.
Yes, I will get you another cat.
How many would you like? You can have as many as you like. Yeah, that cloning is incredible. Have you heard Jonah Penn's voice clone?
I haven't.
It sounds so close to her voice.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm really excited about is the way video's coming along too. So, another year or two, you're going to be able to, do short films with professional voices. Because when I started writing, I had dreams of being a filmmaker, and it just never happened for a variety of reasons. So now it's just like, the possibility of being able to do that in the next few years is just incredible.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm not sure I'd find the time to do 600 hours of video content for my series.
Can you imagine how it's going to change Hollywood?
Well, yeah, it already is. I mean, there's fightings between the unions, but I mean, it's like you're already seeing, AI voices being used, like James Earl Jones before he passed.
Yes.
He gave Disney the right to use an AI clone of his voice for Darth Vader.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the next few years are going to be wild.
They are. I'm nervous. I'm excited, but I'm nervous. And Derek Delport, who was supposed to be in on this interview, sent me a message, and she said that she's a fan of Rick Grimes, and she wanted you to know that. Any idea who Rick Grimes is?
Yeah, he's from the Walking Dead.
Who is he from The Walking Dead? She's a huge. Is he the main guy?
Yeah, the sheriff. Or the police officer.
Yeah. Okay. I haven't watched it yet. I've been waiting to watch it with my 13-year-old, but she says it's too gory, so I have to wait, which is very frustrating. But I have been watching The Last of Us, which I absolutely love.
I've watched some clips of that. I haven't watched it
You
yet.
haven't watched it, really?
Honestly, it's like I stayed away from pretty much all zombie media just because, like, I need something different, but also, like, I'm so into my own world that if I watch something zombie related, I'm like, that's not how I would do it.
That's not right, okay? That's not how you write zombies.
Yeah.
Do you have any big plans for the future that maybe don't include zombies, or that don't include writing books, that might be something else, apart from, maybe AI filmmaking? Do you have anything planned that you're happy to talk about?
So one thing I've thought about doing is, like, once I get, 6 months or a year backlog on, just content, and I can try something else, what I'd like to do is do a completely different series, like an alien invasion series or something. Have it be, okay, this is going to be a 300 chapter series, so 600,000 words, and just have it be self-contained.
Okay.
And just try a podcast just with that. So just have it be, it's like, okay, here's a, 60-hour story out there, and see how that goes. So if that does well, maybe work that in every other year.
Yes.
To just kind of break it up.
Yeah, I think that's such a good idea.
The other thing is, like, I'm a huge classic video game fan. Atari 2600, and
Nice.
I'm that old. Actually, one of the
So am I.
it's actually one of the first books I wrote. I did a 6-volume encyclopedia on the Atari 2600.
Oh, that is so cool. Do you still have it? Yeah, that's amazing.
I sell like one copy on Amazon every 3 months or so. But it was just one of those, like,
Kickstarter.
yeah, it's like, it was just one of those things, like, just a passion project. Like, I want this to exist, so I'm going to make it exist. Part of me wants to do another video game project and, make $75 for, 300 hours work. But
why not?
That's just something fun to have exist.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
I'm going to open a cat rescue with the way I'm going.
Yeah, you keep writing 6,000 words a day. You'll be able to afford as many cats as you like. Oh, thanks, Derek. This has been so amazing, so interesting. I really enjoyed it. Would you like to say anything else before we sign off?
If you like zombies, come listen to Dead America.
Yes. Your YouTube handle is Derek Slaton Horror Author. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. And is that all we need to? On Amazon, you obviously go by Derek Slaton. And do you have a direct store or anything like that you'd like to point people towards? If someone wants to buy your Atari book?
Same thing on Amazon. It's
Okay, it's there.
Party 2600 Encyclopedia.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks for the chat.
Absolutely. This has been fun.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so now that everybody has watched, I hope they were impressed as I was. Again, very, very jealous that you got to conduct the interview. But what was your kind of biggest takeaway from the whole process?
I loved chatting to Derek so much. I think he's such an amazing guy. He's so generous. He's so clever. Yeah, I just loved him. And the biggest takeout was, I think, that there are just, Joanna Penn has said this numerous times, but there are just so many ways up the mountain, right? There's so many ways to make money in the indie publishing world now. It's not like the old days where it was like you had to do cheap ebooks and that was that. It's like there's so many different ways to make money. Look at Derek, look at people doing the direct thing, the Kickstarter thing, the merch stuff. It's like there's just so much, and it's so nice because like if something doesn't appeal to you, you don't have to do that thing. If
you can still be a writer.
Yeah. Find something you love, stick to it, and make it work. And isn't that amazing? There's Derek, like living his best life with his 7 cats and his zombie fiction, and like amazing.
I think stick to it is like the key phrase there. Like you have to be consistent with something like this for it to work. You can't put one episode out and be like, oh well, that didn't take off, so I'm just gonna stop now. I would have been interested to ask him how many episodes he had up before he started to see real traction. It would have been very interesting to find out. This question next time. And I love that it kind of gives people with not, a book is such a massive beast of a project. And a lot of new writers, like they say, what is it? The stats are like 1% of people who start a book finish a book. And I understand that it is a massive undertaking. Whereas this is kind of more short form fiction. I mean, I really know personally writers who are more suited to short form fiction who could really make a go of it by doing something like this. So yeah, it's just, it's just so... My mind just gets blown every time we film something with a new guest. I'm like, what? And I want to try all the things, but best you believe, I watched it a hot minute ago and I'm already like 6,000 words into like a new like serial, and I'm like,
imagine this is the thing. Imagine this is the thing that takes you to 6 figures.
Can you imagine? I mean, Pen and Prosper forever. My heart.
Just ignore JT's advice.
The team's do it now.
Just do Derek's thing. You'll be
Met
rich.
Derek and was like, that's it. That's how we go.
In fact, the last episode of Pen and Prosper, because we will no longer be recording.
He had me at zombie, friend. He had me at zombie. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for flying solo. You did such a great job.
Thank you.
And yes, I will see you
in my interview era. Hey, can you believe it?
You are I got Derek Slaton, Jim Butcher. I mean, come on. Speaking of, don't forget, we're going to be interviewing each other soon.
Oh yes. I already have the questions ready.
I need to come up with some. But I mean, you know me, I like to fly by the seat.
I do.
I like to wing it. Okay, I think in honor of this momentous episode, we should do a zombie wave. But before we do that, we just want to say again a huge big thank you to our sponsor, Vellum, without whom we would not be putting books on the internet. And we do have a discount code, which of course we didn't mention in our intro because we forgot we were so excited. Tait, do you have the discount code? Well, it's not a discount code. I always call it the wrong thing.
Don't worry, man. It's fine. It's almost as good as discount code because you get to try the product for free.
Yes.
Before you decide on
whether to buy it.
Yeah. So the link is trybellum.com/pen and prosper. Thank you, Vellum. We really, really appreciate your support of the podcast and we love you and we use you all the time.
Every day. Okay, you ready? Zombie wave out.
Okay.